He calls himself the husband of Allison. Okay? The husband of Allison. He calls himself, I won't even tell you his first name right now. He's also, a little louder. He's also a physical therapist, doctor, has his own clinic, and he'll teach us about the mind and the body and how to be successful in the how. Give a round of applause for Jared Pritz. All right, everybody!
So I'm grateful to be here. And Joe and Matt, they stole my introduction. I was going to give my own introduction, but for those of you that don't know me, yeah, I'm Allison's husband, a.k.a. Jared. All right? So to me, I joke around about that pretty often. I'm going to get a shirt made and everything, right? For when we go to Funnel Hacking Live or any other conferences that we go to. But it's a title that I don't take lightly. She's an amazing woman, and I love her to death, and it's probably the best title I could ever carry, right? So, thanks, babe. All right. So I'm emotional. My dad's emotional. My grandpa's was an emotional guy. So if I get choked up, whatever, sorry, but we'll try and move through it, okay? But I want to talk to you guys about your dreams. About how your dreams become your necessities, and your dreams together will eventually build your identity and who you are and who you want to become and the things that you want to do with your life and with your company and your tribe. I'm excited for you guys to be here. You Clanners are amazing. Allison's amazing, but what really, really gets her going, what really lights a fire under her is seeing you guys succeed. And seeing what this clan has become, seeing how you guys are growing, becoming more than you ever have been and more than you ever thought you could be. So we're going to focus on dreams, driving your dreams, building some necessity, and building your identity, okay? Who here has taken a personality assessment before? The Myers-Briggs, some of those different tests. Were they fun? Did you like it? No? Did anybody learn anything from it? A little bit? How's that helping you in your business right now? Helping? No? Okay. So this ain't going to be anything about personality tests, personality assessments. Those are tests that show you what your strengths are in the past and currently. I think we're all here at this point. We may have tapped out our strengths, right? We need to become more. We need to break through some of our weaknesses, break through some of our trials, and become more of who we can be, okay? Oh, there I am. I'm an ESFJ.A. Who cares, right? Whatever that means. All right. So they tell us a little bit. They tell us who we are at this time, but we need to become more. All right, so how do high-performance people, high performers, keep their mojo? Who knows what mojo is? I don't even know what it is. Energy, right? Yeah. Okay, so how do they keep this high energy up? How do they become who they are? What habits do they have? What traits do they have? What are the things that they do that's so effective in their life to make them a high performer, right? We're going to dive into some of those. So guys, get your little golden pens out. Get them ready, okay? So first thing, they have systems in place. We've heard a lot about systems. Allison has this amazing Trello board system. You guys have been introduced to those things. They're so key. They're very key. Okay, they develop habits. This is what we're probably going to dive into a little bit more. Are these habits of the high performers, okay? They have a sense of momentum. Does anybody here, who here can define momentum for me? Anybody want to take a stab at that one? Forward motion, okay. Here's what Google says. I'm going to read it in my nerd voice. The quantity of motion of a moving body measured as a product of its mass and velocity. We got it, right? Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. All right, so, for example, the vehicle gained momentum as the road dipped down, okay? There's a bit of increasing progress with momentum, right? If you're gaining momentum, you're going faster, you're progressing, you're doing more, and you're doing more, right? This is a huge thing for anybody, any entrepreneur. They need to feel this momentum in their life. okay? It's totally different than being busy. You can be busy. You can be doing tons of non-brain functioning tasks. You can get lots of those things done during the day, but does that actually help you feel this momentum? Probably not, right? We're not feeling this momentum towards our life's dreams. We can become fairly frustrated, right? We can get overwhelmed, and at times we might be pretty darn tempted to quit if we're not having this momentum. I know that Allison and I, as we've gone through our lives, through our marriage, through businesses, if we're not feeling this momentum, if we're feeling like we're spinning our wheels, frustration really sets in, right? We get a little, right, Allison? Frustration can happen, right? You can feel like you want to quit. You can feel like you don't want to do this anymore, right? You get a little crabby, okay? So, what if there are obstacles in the road? That big boulder, it's a pretty big obstacle, right? But what if the road's doing this? It's going up and down, or it hits a big body of water. What does the car do? It stops, loses all of its momentum, okay? So we have to figure out how to overcome these obstacles in our lives, okay? So hopefully, by the end of this conference, you guys will be able to have the tools, the resources that you need to be able to feel your way, to feel your momentum, to feel you increasing speed in your progress, okay? Who wants some of that? Yeah? Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. We're going to create some habits. I'm going to take you on a little adventure, a little story, a date night adventure. It's Wednesday night. You finally gather up enough strength, enough energy, and courage to ask that special someone out on a date. Okay, this is a totally hypothetical story. Don't judge me. Don't judge anybody else in this room if it's happened to them. Okay? You're going throughout the week. Wednesday comes around, Friday morning comes around, you and this special person interact, and you get the feeling that they're pretty excited too for this date. Okay, Friday shows up, you've taken a shower, you put on some clean clothes, you brushed your teeth even, right? You're feeling nice and clean, okay? You go pick them up, you pull up in their driveway, you brush the crumbs off the passenger seat, you want to make a good impression, right? Okay, so that you come out to the car, you guys get in the car, and the first thing out of your mouth, or this person's mouth, all right, what do you want to do? Ugh. Right? I've heard that's a bad question to ask on a date, okay? The person, this guy, he didn't own the date. He had no vision. He had no dream. He didn't take any initiative, right? He was probably trying to do something nice, like, I'm going to let her choose something fun. Maybe she has something that she loves to do. We'll go do that, right? But the traditional answer is, what do you want to do? Yeah, I don't care. What do you want to do? I don't know. Okay, so frustration set in, and it kind of ruined the date, right? And he possibly lost, the best dream date of his life, maybe at that point, right? So we're not going to let that happen, okay? All right. So moral of the story here: a lack of vision, poor direction, poor commitment equals one crappy date, or one crappy business, or one sad week, one sad day, whatever you want to break it down to, okay? So if we have those elements, we're going to thrive. We're going to do great things. We're going to change and become more. This first habit, we're going to seek clarity and define your vision. Important questions here to ask yourself in seeking clarity. Now, I don't want you guys, if somebody asks, what's your vision? What's your dream? I don't want you to give the elementary or primary school answers of, I want to make a lot of money, right? What good does that do anybody? Doesn't do much good, right? Okay, so some of the questions I want you to ask yourself, if you think that's your answer, great. At least maybe tell me how much money. How much is a lot? What can you do with that, okay? So what we're going to do, what's my vision? What's my dream? Who am I going to serve through this business, right? This one's key. Anybody that can focus on serving and changing people's lives in their business is going to just skyrocket, right? You guys have heard from some amazing speakers here. Their goals were to serve and to help people, right? How am I going to change lives? Okay, it kind of rolls in with who am I going to serve? Okay, those are 3 key questions I want you guys to ask yourselves as you're developing the vision for your business. As you're filling out your clan or planner, okay, ask yourself, who am I going to serve? Whose lives am I going to change? Okay? Once you have your vision nailed down, it's time to take some action. We all know that we can dream all day. Dreams are fun. Dreams are easy. But we need to where the rubber hits the road, right? We need to do something. We need to take some action. We need to make a decision. Does anybody here know what the Latin root of decision is? I learned this from an amazing man that's here with us today. But the root word of decision means to cut off. Okay? So once you make this decision in your business, who you're going to serve, how you're going to serve, you make that decision, you've cut yourself off from other options. That's what you need to do. You need to cut yourself off. You need to run forward once you've made that decision. You need to burn your boat. Has anybody heard that expression before? Burn your boat? Okay. So the way I like to look at it is pretend you're a pirate and you're sailing your boat up to this big, beautiful island. Like, oh, look at this place. I'm going to take this place over, right? You get there, you're coming up with all these dreams, all these great things. You're like, in that same moment, you think, this is going to be a lot of work. I might just get back on my boat and save myself weeks and months of heartache, right? But if you've burned that boat as you're getting off, what choices do you have? You have no other choices, right? You go, you work your little tush off, you put your systems in place, and you either thrive and build this amazing franchise, this amazing business that you've always desired, or you at least die trying, right? You guys agree with that? Yeah? Okay. Okay, I listened to, who knows who this is? Arnold, yeah. Okay, so this guy, I listened to one of his talks not too long ago. And what's he famous for? Is he famous for being the governor of California? No. Terminator, right? Even before the Terminator, he's like a big bodybuilder guy, right? Mr. Olympia, all that great stuff. In this talk, he said, I never had a plan B. I always knew what I wanted to be. I knew that I wanted to be Mr. Olympian. I knew that I wanted to be the most famous actor around. He wanted to change lives. There was never a plan B. What he said was, I hate plan Bs. Okay? He didn't do them. If you have a plan B, you're taking energy and time and effort away from your plan A. Plan A deserves everything you've got. Okay, does anybody here work at a power plant? No? Okay, good. Nobody will know if I'm telling it wrong or not. Okay, a power plant, we get our electricity. You think the power plant has electricity on hand? It doesn't, right? So the power plant gets in some kind of fuel, whether it's natural gas or coal or whatever fuel it wants to burn. It burns it and it boils the water into steam. They pressurize the steam and it turns the turbine and it gives us electricity, and voila, we can pop our popcorn, right? Okay, our bodies are a lot the same way. This is our power plant. This is my passion in life, is the human body, as far as helping it heal, helping it perform, doing better. It's a lot like a power plant. We can take in good, clean fuels like the natural gas or some of those things, and we can produce some amazing energy, okay? We can produce our electricity. Or we can take in dirty fuels, and we can have a little bit of energy, a little bit of electricity for a little bit, but eventually our power plant's going to get shut down because of emission violations, right? Okay? It's not a fun place to be. Okay, so it's up to us to do that. We're going to turn our bodies into this amazing source of energy, okay? Okay, so it's time to transform yourselves. Who wants to do that? Who wants to transform? Oh, come on. If you want to do it, let me know. Transform yourselves. Okay, this is a mind, a body, this is everything. The human body, this is one of my favorite quotes. The human body is the best picture of the human soul, okay? I love that. I love that quote. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get a little geeky with you here, a little sciencey. Is everybody okay with that? If I share some of this with you? Okay. This is how exercise, taking care of our bodies, is actually going to improve your business. Do you think who doesn't agree with this? Okay, good. All right. We would have some words afterwards. Okay, exercise. You exercise in your body, and your body takes that as a moment of stress. You have this stressful moment, it increases your blood pressure. Some people think that's a bad thing, but it's not, because it depends on how out of control your blood pressure is, I guess. Our brain takes this increased blood pressure signal as though we're getting ready for a fight or we're getting ready to fly away from something, okay? And in turn, it releases something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. When I'm talking to the kids, I just call it BDNF, so they don't get confused. Okay, so bear with me for a minute. This is at home around the dinner table. This is usually when I've lost the kids' attention. Allison's already gone to her sales spreadsheet for the day. But it's very important, so pay attention. So as we exercise, it also releases endorphins. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you one thing about the BDNFs. It's a factor in your body that as it releases it, it produces an amazing sense of happiness. It kind of resets your memory. It gives you the factors in you that help your brain become more. Okay, it helps you stimulate some of those neural connections, okay? So phase 2, as we exercise, release endorphins. Endorphins decrease the feeling of discomfort that we actually have during exercise or during stressful moments, okay? And then as endorphins raise, we get an increased feeling of euphoria, okay? Has anybody felt this? Sometimes it's not immediate after the workout. Usually after the workout, you're like, ooh, right? If it's one of those kind of workouts. But eventually you get these feelings of euphoria. Your memory is better. Your cognitive abilities skyrocket through the roof. In fact, they did a study at Penn State. They took 3 groups. They had a control group that did nothing. They had a second group that they were consistent exercisers all the way up until the day of this memory test. They didn't exercise that morning. And then they had a third group that didn't regularly exercise, but they exercised for 20 minutes before the memory exam. Guess who did the best? The day of. Crazy, right? The day of. Daily exercise, daily energizing of yourself is huge for your brain, and it's going to be huge for your business, okay? Some quick tips for getting into a routine. Get everything ready for the night before. Plan a routine. Set a goal. Track your progress. Think about starting small and start smaller. That one's key. Have a power phrase. Not like a, because I can. It's because I can, right? Let me hear you. Let me hear your power phrase. Give me a because I can. Yeah, nice. I like that. That was perfect. Okay, this is the third habit. We're going to raise necessity. Third habit, raising necessity. Who here has heard the phrase, you better bring your A game? Everybody's heard that, right? What does that even mean? What do we need to do? Why do we need an A game? Hey, we're going to dive into that. Because our A game is what God has intended us to be. Our A game is who we have the potential to become, okay? Where your potential business is headed towards, okay? Think about those big dreams that you had this morning that you put down in your planner, right? These are your lifelong biggest desired dreams. Does your B game or your C game help you accomplish those? No. An ordinary effort is not going to help you accomplish those, okay? So you got to bring your A game. We've talked to a lot of people, either fellow clanners or our children or our friends, and we talked to them about their dreams and what they think their dreams are. And every person that we've talked to, not one of them gave us a me-based dream. What I mean by that is 100% of their dreams, that once they were accomplished, they had the opportunity to either serve somebody or relieve somebody's burden, make somebody's life better, okay? So, the million-dollar question here, who do we need to become to bring our A game? Is that a pretty good question? Okay, we have 2 definitions we need to cruise through real quick. Hero, a person who is admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. Okay, I think of Allison. I think of my kids. I think of the next speaker, for sure. Whew, that one got me a little bit. The second one is inner. Inner situated inside or further in. Internal, either mental or spiritual. Okay, when you awaken your inner hero, you have new opportunities. They'll be presented to you like crazy. Okay, when you have this new fresh outlook on life, you want to be this best you. Okay, you can find abundant levels of energy, joy, fulfillment. You're filled with confidence and optimism. Okay, you become a solution-focused person. Okay, think about that. You don't focus on the problem, you focus on the solutions. Okay, it's huge. Okay, now, despite us trying to be our inner hero the best we can, there's always going to be this inner villain, this battle that we have, okay? The inner villain, I know we've all had those moments in our lives where we feel kind of crappy. We feel like we don't believe in ourselves, right? We tell ourselves that we're never going to be able to accomplish these dreams of ours, okay? That's that inner villain. The inner villain reminds us of old, disempowering stories, okay? Yeah, we've all messed up. We've all had mistakes, but we change. We can progress. We can become more, right? Okay, this inner villain tries to sabotage our subconscious, tries robbing you of all your courage, takes your energy, and steals your confidence. Who wants this inner villain to run their life? Anybody? No. Who wants their inner hero to run their life? Yeah? Okay, awesome. Do it. Fill out that planner. Make your effort. Make your connections. Okay. Oh, one of my favorite shows, right? Who is that, Davis? Flick, right? Who's seen this show? Bug's Life, right? Okay. This fourth habit, increasing productivity, a lot of people think that increasing productivity means multitasking. I disagree with that. That's a lie. Multitasking is not effective, okay? Some of the stuff that we learned from Flick in his adventures, right? You remember he was this forward-thinking ant that wanted to progress the colony. He had these inventions. He had this new way of doing things. And he got kicked off the colony, right? Sent to the city because of his forward thinking. Everybody wanted him to be normal. They wanted to shove his inner hero back in his back pocket, okay? Not good, okay? So you guys know the story. We're going to cruise through this a little bit. Lessons learned from this Flick, from this ant, says, do not let your friends and your family force you to bury your inner hero. You're going to have people that don't understand you. You have these ambitious dreams that you can achieve for sure. Don't let them say, yeah, you made $10 today. How are you going to get to your $1 million mark, right? Everybody starts with $10. Everybody starts with $1, right? Okay? Second lesson learned, that you can accomplish anything with a bunch of circus performers. Okay? And the third thing, not all busy work is your life's work. Yeah, you guys can ship, you can pack, you can wrap things up with ribbon, you can do your email marketing, you can do your Facebook posts, you can do your Instagram post. But is that what you're meant to do in your business? I'd say no. You're meant to grow it. You're meant to be in charge. You're meant to bring out this inner hero, right? And create this monster of a business. There's lots of people that you can get to pack, to pick, to ship, okay? That's not your life's work. That's busy work, okay? Don't be afraid to get that off your plate. Okay, this is one of my favorite cartoons. I'll give you guys a second to read it. You guys like it? Sit back and enjoy, right? Okay. Who here's seen a hummingbird in the wild? Yeah? I'm not going to do my coat for this one. So there's a flower A, and then there's back to flower C, over to flower B, back over here, right? Flower D. I knew that was going to come out. Okay. Is that effective? Not effective. Why not? Just come over here. Flower A. Suck it all in. If I'm still hungry, come to flower B. Right? We don't need to go everywhere. We don't need to go 100 miles an hour. Okay? We have our systems in place. We block out our time. We schedule our day. And we progress. Okay? Lessons learned from a hummingbird. They only live for 3 years. Their hearts beat 1,200 times a minute. It's kind of where mine's at right now. They eat half their body weight in sugar each day. Yeah. Oh, like, should I cheer? Okay. Did I mention they only live 3 years? Don't be a hummingbird. Okay. It is not good. Okay. Habit number 5, we're going to develop influences. We've heard a lot about this, so I might cruise through some of this. You guys, Bree did a great job about how to communicate with influencers, how to communicate with your tribe, right? She did an amazing job. But there's a quote there that says, you're influencing people at every moment, so be intentional. Keep that in mind. Great leaders and influencers are very conscious in sharing with others how they might think about any given topic, and it's their articulation of how to think about problems and opportunities that make us follow, believe in, and admire them. Okay? Amen. I appreciate it. So when we think of that, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, had a dream right? He had a dream. Mother Teresa had this great quote, or great little saying, is to do it anyway. Has anybody heard that? Write it in your planner. If you haven't heard it, look it up. There's going to be trials in your life. People are going to mock you. People are going to think you can't do it, but you need to do it anyway. Okay? All right. Okay, are you guys understanding what this is? Influence is the ability to shape other people's beliefs and behaviors as you desire. Okay? This isn't some crazy form of mind control, even though that would be cool. Some hypnosis, right? Put that on your Instagram story, right, Bree? Okay? Like, you will buy my clothes. Okay? Might not happen, but if you make a lot of money, Bree, let me know. 3 keys to developing this influence. You got to ask. Okay? It's biblical, right? Ask, you shall receive. Now, I'm not saying go out and ask for everything to be done for you, but I'm saying go ask, listen to what they want their desired outcomes to be. Okay? Who here's been scared of posting a question in the Facebook group? Anybody? Who here's been scared of asking Allison a question? Yeah, lots of fears, right? Okay, why are we so scared? Any thoughts? Tell me, why are you scared? Rejection? Okay, give me another one. Something stupid? Okay, fear of being judged, right? You know what? We're pretty cool people, but we're not that cool. You can ask somebody a question to help you grow your business, and if they say no, who cares? Despite how cool we think we are, in 2 minutes, they've moved on. They're not thinking about you. They're not judging you, right? The opportunity just didn't fit at that time, okay? So move beyond that. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared to get out there and ask. You ask more questions in the beginning, do a lot of this front-end work, and find out what their desired outcomes are going to be, and then you tailor your questions to that. How can I help them reach their desired outcomes? How can I help them reach their end game? Okay? That's how we ask. That's how you gain influence. Somebody said, this is science too. If somebody tells you yes, they actually like you more at that moment. You've grown closer to them because they think that you value their understanding, their ability to do, that you think they feel that you value their beliefs. Okay? So as soon as somebody tells you yes, you just made a new friend. Remember that, okay? Okay, 2 more for this influence. Give and you shall receive. Give without expectations. Everybody knows this. Be a champion to people. Give praise to your tribe and to your team. Okay. I should probably skip this one. But 2 of the people that have influenced me the most in my life are those 2 people right there. I'd go hang out with Grandpa long before I'd hang out with any of my buddies. Okay? His hard work, his love meant the world to me. And he could influence because he cared, because he valued. Okay? Okay, I want you guys to think of somebody. Think of your grandpa. Think of your Allison, whoever they are. What made them so influential? What was the greatest lesson they taught you? And what values or traits did they share with you? Okay? Because I guarantee as you answer those questions, you'll realize how they opened your eyes, that they raised your ambitions, and they typically became that role model for you because of the way they handled their trials in their lives, right? Okay. All right, habit number 6, demonstrate confidence. Okay. In my physical therapy career, I've worked with a lot of athletes. There are 2 kinds. There are those that have a pity party, and there are those that demonstrate a little bit of courage, a little bit of confidence every day. They come into the clinic, they're ready to kick some butt, take some names, and they go out and they win the national cheerleading competition. They get top marks in their dance competition. They win the state road race championship, the national cyclocross championship. Okay? Those athletes are amazing. Business is the same way. Okay? What about those in this tribe? They go from nobody in their family believing in them to selling hundreds of thousands of dollars in product. They had confidence. So if you're feeling frustrated, down and out, not knowing what to do, well, you better learn from those that have blazed this trail before you. There are plenty of here. You guys have an amazing, amazing resource. Okay? This clan is one. Allison knows this stuff. She has the ability to change lives. She's changed thousands of lives, right? The principles that she teaches, the ideas that she brings will change you. It'll make you more. Promise. Okay? Who wants to know how to generate this tenacious confidence? Yeah? That's not very confident. Who wants it? Come on. Okay? All right. So before I do this, you guys need to know that if you want this confidence, you have to surround yourself with those that know this formula. Okay? All right. Who knows this guy? Yeah, same thing. We boo the jersey, right? I have no idea who the guy is. Well, I didn't. This is Matt Stafford. Oh, somebody knows him, right? Does anybody know Matt Stafford's annual salary? $27 million. Okay? Who knows where the Lions finished last season? Last. Booyah, right? Well, we'll bring up a different guy. Everybody, who's this? Tom Brady, right? Even all the ladies know Tom Brady. It's because he's handsome, right? Look at that guy, okay? Guess what Tom Brady's annual salary is? $15 million. What? 6 Super Bowl rings. Crazy? What he does is he invests in his team. He lets the team's salary, their cap salary, go towards coaches. Goes towards linemen that can protect his butt, right? If he's on the ground, he's not throwing those strikes, right? Both these guys can throw a football through a basketball hoop at 100 yards, but Tom Brady invests in his coaches and in his team, okay? So it's formula. It's called the C4 formula. What does C4 do? Blow stuff up, right? Okay, so it's formula. It's courage plus commitment plus capabilities equals confidence. All new things start with courage. It takes courage to walk through the door when you don't know what's on the other side. It takes courage to hop in the Facebook group and ask the questions that you need answers to. Okay? You have to do it. It takes courage. You'll grow, though, I promise, when you're able to do that. Who here has shown courage before? Everybody? You're here, right? Who said, honey, I'm going to go pay this lady, I saw her on Instagram or on Facebook, $997. Is that cool? That's what I thought. I'm going to do it. Okay? That's courage. You guys did that, right? I'm going to go to Midway, Utah, and I'm going to listen to some people. Not sure who they are. Okay? But I believe Allison, she says that they can change my life. They can change my business. And I can become more. When you have a clear vision and don't let the old stories of your inner villain hold you back, you'll be able to be courageous and grow exponentially, okay? Everybody say it. There's no try. I didn't hear one Yoda voice, but that's okay. So as you try, these efforts become part of your identity, right? You have a dream, you feel that necessity, I have to do this. It becomes your identity. You guys are no longer a 33-year-old female, right? You're an entrepreneur. You're a clanner, right? It's your identity. This is how you become more, okay? If you want to lose weight, you have to commit or you'll fail. If you want to be happy, you have to commit. You're going to be miserable, I promise, okay? If you want to take your business to the next level, you have to commit, okay? Who's here ready to commit? Good, awesome. You guys are awesome. I love this group. Okay. You cannot dabble. A shaky commitment means shaky confidence. And how far are you going to get? Not much further, right? We're here at the tip of our strength. We need to become more, okay? All right. Capabilities. In this journey called entrepreneurship, you need to be honest with yourself, figure out where you are currently, where you want to go, and the fastest way to get there. Okay? Does this journey look easy for you guys? No, there's going to be some bumps, right? There's going to be some obstacles. I guarantee that. Okay? But you guys got to push through them. It's going to be overwhelming. That's exactly how I felt when I started my PT stuff. It's exactly how we start every time we start a new business. Okay? We feel that. Okay? So what do we need to do? If we fail to take these steps and lack the knowledge to execute them properly, you will lose your courage to keep going. You will not commit to see it through, and you will get overwhelmed. So much so that I can guarantee that you're going to struggle with an uphill battle. Guarantee it, okay? All right. So what you need is a roadmap. You need a roadmap and the right person telling you how to use that map. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah? I wish we had what you guys have 10 years ago. Okay? Maybe we'd be giving this conference in St. John's, right? Fly everybody out there. Okay? But we don't know. You guys have the ability to do this. You guys have the ability to gain courage. You have the ability to commit. You guys need to do it. Okay? I believe in you guys. You guys are amazing. The things that you've accomplished, the power that's in this room is unstoppable. I guarantee it. You guys can accomplish anything in your lives. You guys can become more, become exactly who you want to be as you use these habits. Okay? I'm grateful for all that you guys do, for the clan that you are, and all that you've accomplished. Okay? Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.